Welcome to the second edition of Pilgrim Lutheran Church and School's virtual Sunday School. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things. One, I want to tell you about what we're doing for Palm Sunday. Two, we're going to do our weekly reading. And then three, we'll talk about some of the lessons that we learned from the reading. So number one, we are going to proceed with our usual procession for Palm Sunday. And in order to do this, we need your help. This week, we're going to be recording individual recordings of the song Pave the Way with Branches, and we'll be able to edit that together to create everybody singing together. And then we're also going to put together all of your photos and videos of your individual at-home palm processions. If you need a palm, you can stop by the school and pick up the palms from the back lot near the silver electricity box, or you can just pick up any branch in your neighborhood that you have, anything that would help for your individual video and photo of your palm procession. And when we say video, we're talking about really short, just a 10 to 15 second amount of time will be good enough for us. Second, we'll go ahead and read our weekly story from our World Kids Bible. And you'll notice that this Sunday, Pastor's going to be continuing with Philippians 4 in his sermon. And so, because we did that last week, we will continue with our Sunday school lesson from the second reading, which is from John 11. And the story is about the time when Jesus raises Lazarus. The disciples had never seen Jesus cry, but he was crying now. Jesus put his arm around Mary. Her face was wet with tears. Mary and Martha's brother Lazarus, a good friend of Jesus, had died. When Jesus heard Lazarus was sick, he was in another town far away. Jesus waited 2 days before traveling to Bethany to see his friend. By the time Jesus and the disciples arrived, Lazarus had died. If you had been here, Mary cried, Lazarus would not have died. Your brother Lazarus will rise again, Jesus assured Mary. Mary wiped her tears. Jesus, Mary, and her sister Martha went to the tomb. Friends and neighbors gathered around the tomb to grieve with Mary and Martha. Remove the stone, Jesus said. The crowd shoved aside the huge stone blocking the tomb. Martha whispered, but Jesus, Lazarus has already been dead for 4 days. Jesus turned his eyes to God and he prayed, Father, thank you for always hearing me. Help this crowd see what's about to happen and believe. Lazarus, Jesus shouted, come on out. The crowd gasped. It was Lazarus walking out of the tomb. Lazarus was alive again. Many people who saw this believed in God. So what do we learn from that story? Evelyn, can you help me? How were Mary and Martha feeling when they learned that their brother had died?
Sad.
Very sad, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel to feel sad? Good or bad? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. But when Jesus came, what happened?
Martha's brother came back.
He came back. He was alive.
Just he died and then he comes back alive.
And how did that happen? Jesus did what? He prayed. And then he helped people to what? See? See. So as we think about a story like this in a time that we're living through, we think about sometimes maybe feeling a little bit sad at first glance, but we know that faith is about believing in what we cannot see. And we know that as we move day by day through this time when we're in social isolation, that we can make our way through to a different time when we will be together again to celebrate. And one thing that I would like to share with you, last week I shared about recipes and some mealtime traditions. And so this week I want to share, Evelyn, if you can hold this up, something that was given to me a long time ago by my dad. This is the Bible that he gave to me, and his note to me is, Marla, your map of success for the next century and beyond. Love, Dad. And I think that is very true, that no matter what we're facing in the world, that the Bible can be our map of success. These stories have remained relevant. We planned many of these stories to be reading many weeks ago, and as we're going through these weeks, we're still finding that these stories can be relevant and carry us through. And so this week, as we raise up the idea of reaching out in community for our 40 Days of Community with Pilgrim Lutheran School, I'd encourage you to continue to reach out and to use your map of success. Think about things like writing a letter to people who you care about, and taking this time to really reconnect and reach out. We can reach out by phone, by written word, and even by video. So help us continue together in our reaching out. So thank you for tuning in again this week, and we'd like to close with a quick prayer. Yes, I said a letter. Okay. Bow your head with me. Dear Lord, thank you for this time together and the ability to connect even when we can't be physically together. We ask that you help our community continue to reach out and continue to connect with one another, and we look forward to the time when we can be together again. Amen. And Evelyn, can you help me with the sending that we usually do?
Yep.
We do this sending every week at Sunday school. We'll have to improvise a little bit. Ready? You put your hands in, you put your hands out, you put your hands up, and you shake them all about. You spin around once, and you spin around and shout, Go God! Go us! Let's